You feel it, you know it. Raww Productions.
Houston Sports Connoisseurs brought to you by
Raww.
What's up, people? It's your boy Raww coming to you with another episode of the Houston Sports Connoisseurs. Got Charles here with me today. Let him know what's up, Charles.
You already know what time it is, man. People, it's been long awaited, much anticipated. We getting right back to that football season, and I've been starved, bro.
Oh yeah. Man, it's been a long time since we dropped a podcast or hell, seen each other. So, people, this is like a great refresher for us. You know, it's early in the football season where we got OTAs or practice or something going on right now. You know what I'm saying? All the new rookies, they warming up. We're trying to find out who gonna be here to stay and who gonna go. And shit, we're really just trying to see like what the NFL landscape is really gonna bring us for this new season.
Right on. We trying to figure out who the next Puka Nakua gonna be. You know what I'm saying? At this year's NFL draft class. But you know, it's a lot of good rookies out there. This is one of the best draft classes, I think, to enter the league. And we got so much to cover. So let's do like Trey Songz, bro. Let's just dive right in.
For sure. You know, I know we ain't gonna talk about, you know, the rookies and stuff specifically, but we will get on that on another episode. But just off the top of our heads, you know, with some of the changes, some of the players moving around, veterans as well, who would you say is the top three teams in the AFC? Just off top.
Off top, man, that's a hard question. You know, we was talking a little bit behind the scenes. And the more I started to lean towards one team, another team would pop up in my mind. But to be honest with you, I think the mainstays are going to be there from last year. But I just think they're going to be severely challenged. So my top three, of course, you got, you know, Andy Reid and what they got going on. They bring players in, they bring players out, but they still rank amongst the league's top. I think Baltimore Ravens also get a nod out of the AFC.
Ravens, Chiefs.
Yeah, so the Ravens, the Chiefs, and, you know, of course, naturally, I'm never going to overlook the hometown with all the moves they made. So I'm gonna throw the Texans in the top three, and that's gonna round out my top three. But I really want to say keep your eye out for them Steelers, man. I kind of like what they got going on. So
Aaron Rodgers, okay.
Yeah. You never know with him. So I'm gonna give him honorable mention, and then of course naturally, the way Josh Allen playing, man, it's kind of hard to kind of. So they right there. So, you know, that's my top three and my two that, you know, that could really just sneak into three.
Okay. So, for me, top three, of course, like you said, you just can't deny the Kansas City Chiefs and what they do. It's been a well-oiled machine. It's been working for years now. Hell, I can't even really think of, like, any of the new additions they brought in this year, but they always seem to make the right moves, and these players be plug and play. So Chiefs would be number one. You know, number two, you gotta go. I'm gonna go with the Bills, bro. Like, I'm gonna put the Bills ahead of the Ravens this year. I mean, you got another year on Derrick Henry legs. We know what their system is really about. I don't really know if Lamar Jackson really got enough in the tank anymore to really just get him to the Super Bowl. You know,
I'm gonna just say this. They got him some more help in the wide receiver room. So he's probably going to be asked to do a lot less with his legs and more with his arm. And because he used his legs so much thus far in his career, his arm should be fresh.
It should be, but that's the thing. Is like, when has Lamar ever really just sat in the pocket and delivered like we need him to?
But that's the beautiful thing about him. Because he's a dual threat, he makes defenses have to kind of overplay their hand pre-snap. And I think he's had enough time in the NFL where he can kind of read defenses pre-snap. And that's going to afford him the opportunity to kind of use his legs a little bit, but still bust you out with a long one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to him. That's why I put him in my top three.
And see, and when you say that, that just makes me go to his what his classmate or whatever. I think they came out in the same draft, him and Josh Allen.
Okay.
And Josh Allen, he got that arm.
But ain't that what he do?
What, run?
And pass.
He'll
threat the run, but then he'll still chunk.
But I would say that he is a better pocket passer though than Lamar.
Oh, no doubt he's a better pocket passer.
You know what I'm saying?
But what if, I'm just saying, what if Lamar turned the page this year and go to a Josh Allen level as far as being a passer? How scary is that?
That's a big what if.
No, it ain't. It ain't a big what if.
It's a big what if.
It ain't a big what if. What it is can you imagine?
I can't imagine.
Who is his coach?
Harbaugh? Jim Harbaugh, whatever?
I dropped the
It's
mic.
Jim Harbaugh, right?
I dropped the mic right there.
Bro.
You don't think he gonna coach? Everywhere he's gone, he's coached his players to work in a certain system and be successful. After evaluating him last year, and he's coupled with Derrick Henry.
You know what? I take that back. And the only reason why I say that is because Lamar Jackson came into the NFL overlooked. You know, he should have been taken much earlier. I think he was taken with like the 32nd pick somewhere in there.
Absolutely.
I watched him in person in college. He was a hell of a player. And just to see him like make that transition and still be at the top of another league, you know, it's really hard to deny what Lamar can do.
He been an MVP.
That's true. He been an MVP, and so has Josh Allen.
But Lamar has done it without his arm primarily. So my thing is vision him with the legs and the arm, the total package.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's scary to me.
I mean,
it's your top three, not mine.
Yeah, it is.
So who's your third?
Man, you see now we over here debating about the
That's what
Bills
I told you. I told you. It's a
the
hard
Ravens.
one. It ain't just an easy one.
I guess I'm gonna roll with my Texans though, and the only reason why is because I like the acquisitions they made as far as receiver. You know what I'm saying? Now that we got more receivers, we already know what our tight end room look like, and then bringing back our boy, he healthy. I can't remember his name right now.
What position?
Tight end from Miami, the black dude.
Brevin Jordan?
Yeah, Brevin Jordan coming back healthy again.
Yeah.
I feel like he opened up a lot of X's and O's for the Texans as well. And then just to bring in another running back into that room,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I think that really make the team more dynamic, get some of the pressure off of Stroud. The biggest question for the Texans, of course, is that offensive line. But, I mean, every team got its problems. The Texans' defense, immaculate.
But we gonna save a little of that because
So,
I got a different spiel on.
I'm gonna ride with them at number 3.
So your number 1, KC Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
2, Buffalo Bills. 3, the Houston Texans.
Houston
right?
Texans.
So we only differentiate on one team there. You know what I'm saying? Bills, Ravens. But you know we'll see. Now, what about that NFC?
On that NFC side, man, it really get interesting. Like, and I'm gonna just talk about the NFC East altogether because you got the Eagles, the Commanders, and then you really don't know what you're gonna get out the Cowboys. Like, I think this might be a year the Cowboys might actually turn things around. And so,
Yeah, for sure.
you know,
For sure.
to say, all right. So, Commanders, for sure. I think they're gonna be a top 3 team. I believe Detroit is gonna be back at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then, that NFC South, I ain't too much worried about them. That's a garbage division. But NFC West, you just can't never doubt the 49ers right now. Cardinals, I think they might be moving up, but I don't see them top 3. Rams, nah. All right.
You can only pick 3, bro.
So, all right. So I already got the Lions.
Yep. You said the
and
Commanders.
the Commanders.
Who you third?
It's got to be the Eagles, bro.
All right. Hey, that's a solid 3 coming out the NFC. But I'm gonna go just a little bit different coming out the NFC. I think the Cowboys have what it takes to turn that corner.
I like that.
I'm not saying they my number 1, and I'm giving you mine in no specific order. But I like the Lions. I gotta see if if Jaden Daniels hit that sophomore slump, now that defenses have got some film on him.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm not really sold on what happened in Washington to be a repeat. So my top three, like I say, not in any order. I'm gonna roll with the Lions, the Cowboys, and I gotta go with my boy JJ, man. I'm talking about Justin Jefferson, man. I think the Vikings
Minnesota?
gonna be, I think the Vikings gonna be right back in the thick of things. I really do.
It's hard to overlook them. And you know what? The Vikings, they a good regular season team. They don't never show up in the playoffs, but boy,
but this might be the year, man. You know what I'm saying? With the moves they done made, they got their defense a little fine tuned. Their offense is still intact. I think they're gonna be a threat.
Okay. I like that. Let me ask you this, just because I'm looking at it. You know, we always had this debate.
Don't do it, because I got another one for you. But come on, bring it.
Nah, this ain't even about no specific team. It's about a player.
Yeah, mine about a
what
player.
What you think about Sauce getting that?
Nah. Nah. See, that was the one I had. So, see, I'm nah. I wanted to ask you, what was the contract that Derek Stingley got?
I can't remember, but he got hell of a deal.
He got hell of a deal. Was his deal more lucrative than Sauce?
Yeah,
it was. But if I can remember when they was rookies coming into the league, when we kind of first jumped off into this podcasting thing, you and I, we had an early on debate, and you chose, first of all, people, you know what I'm saying? You are not hearing this incorrectly. You chose Sauce Gardner over Derek Stingley, and you gave certain reasons why. I just got one question. Forget their contracts. Do you still stand on that?
Well, last year Stingley proved he was the better corner last year. Sauce, hell, I can't even remember any highlights Sauce really made last season. But like I always say, one thing for sure, when you're a shutdown corner, people stop trying you. You know what I'm saying? They stop going to your side. But their team wasn't that good either, so you really can't really just debate too much on what Sauce really did, because they ain't really had no highlight games.
So then,
but to go back to it, I'm gonna ride with Stingley. You know,
that's all I'm saying, man. First of all, you betrayed your hometown, man, to go all the way to the Big Apple to get. You know, I ain't gonna call him a bust, but to me, him and Jalen Ramsey kind of mirror one another in the sense that they was highly touted, and to me, somewhat overrated, and they just ain't live up to the expectations yet. Now, they both could have great seasons this year, but in my opinion, they didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
And that's just me. But Stingley, he come out that wasp nest, man, and he put the whole NFL on notice. Like, the Texans got a shutdown corner, man. And that's with playing in a defense where the other side of the ball, they was getting picks too. So it wasn't just easy for him to do what he did, and he still did it.
That's true. I mean, yeah, you got Kamari Lassiter on the other side. Had a hell of a rookie season.
You got Bullock.
You got Bullock that was up top.
I think they both had at least 5 picks apiece.
They did. And the crazy thing about Kamari is that when he came in, they didn't expect him to even really have the ability to really just shut down his side, hold his side like that. Because one, they was like, Kamari's slow. You know
they said he was slow. They said he was too little. They said they had every knock against him, basically.
Every knock against him. But he did play for a hell of a Georgia Bulldog team.
Exactly.
So
he got the pedigree.
And he got the ability to hold anybody that's in front of him because he was in the SEC.
I look at Lassiter, and I say one thing about him, man, that you need in any true talent that's got a high upside. When you just look at him, bro, he just evokes that dog. He just looked like he that dog. Like, even if you get him one time, his mindset is, okay, you got me right there, line it back up.
Yeah, I'm
coming
back for more.
You feel me? And I love that about him.
Yeah. So people, like, as we dive into the Texans DBs, we're gonna actually just go ahead and dive into the Texans as a whole. and we just want to talk about, like, you know, where we feel the team is, you know, looking at the depth chart, who we added, you know, and things like that. How much better do we feel this Texan team is? We're going to make our predictions, you know, basically game by game a little bit, and just give our opinion, basically, you know.
So my opinion start off like this. In my opinion, what side of the ball carried the Texans last year? The defensive side. Now, earlier when you was talking about it, and I said, well, hold on, we're going to come back to that, you know what I'm saying? I knew that I wanted to put more emphasis on the defensive side, which is why I propelled them into the top 3 in the AFC. Because the D-line that we had, it got even stronger this year with the offseason acquisitions. The linebackers stayed intact. Christian Harris shouldn't have no excuse not to be fully healthy. And then if you look at the things that we've done, everybody's been kind of putting a lot of focus on those new wide receivers we brought in. But we got some new members in that secondary too. So you add that on top of the defense that we had last year, and I think that defense right there can propel us into beyond a first round win in the playoffs. Right.
And just looking at the defense, like, you already know you're going to have Will Anderson. Now they got Tim Settle in the middle with Sheldon Rankins.
We brought Rankins back.
Right.
That's why I say we got better.
And Mario Edwards, he had hell of a season last year. Fadakasi, he did good.
When he wasn't hurt.
Yeah, when he wasn't hurt. But anytime he played, he played at a high level. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Toa, which I like what he did. But here's the interesting part. This is what I actually like. Bringing in E.J. Speed from the Colts.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? To add into that linebacker core. I feel like that's a hell of a move, but it also gives me a question like, what's really going on with Christian Harris? You know what I'm saying? Because Christian Harris had them injuries.
Look here.
And then, like, at the end of the last season, they kind of, like, stopped letting them play and whatnot.
It's like driving a brand new Escalade, baby. It ain't going to hurt you to have a little insurance. You know what I'm saying? If you think about everything that you just said, you named off, and I think the projected starters are Will Anderson on the D-line. Will Anderson, Tim Settle, Foley Fadakasi, and Daniil Hunter. Now just imagine giving them some rest, rotating in Sheldon Rankins. You know, he can be a good spotty player and be solid. Same thing with the defense. You can run your starters, Christian Harris, Aziz, and Toa, and then you rotate E.J. Speed in there. The defense can't do nothing but stay fresh.
Right.
We are going to raise havoc this year, bro.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a house of pain in them motherfuckers.
It's going to be a house of pain.
And then, you know what I'm saying, like you said, we looking at the DBs. We got Stingley. We got Kalen Bullock coming back for a second year. You know, I'm pretty sure he's going to have a whole lot of improvements. And then, what was his homeboy? Is it Jalen Reed that came from?
Jalen Reed came over.
That's already some.
Lassiter.
You know what I'm saying? That's already some 2 players that already done played together at USC, and now they get to play in the pros and really just make something happen. And then, you know, that the good thing about it and the bad thing is you got Jimmy Ward, you know what I'm saying, having his little situation, but that means one of them young guys get to fill in and actually get that PT now. We ain't got to worry about Ward. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
I was finna say, you got 2 players, 2 dogs that we still ain't even talked about. We're saying all them names.
Yeah.
You got C.J. on the defensive side and Jalen Petrie.
You got Jalen Petrie. How do you feel he's going to play a nickelback this year?
The same way he was doing before the injury. He was coming into his own in that role. I think D'Amico is a defensive genius, even though we have a defensive coordinator. But D'Amico has a plan, and he stepped away from the defensive coordinator role and went into the head coaching role, which is more of a work with the GM real closely and get me the players I need.
Yeah.
Now he got the players that he need. All he got to do is tell his DC, I want you to run this system, and this is how I want you to utilize the players, and then it's up to the DC to coach them up to that.
Yeah.
And with that, they're already saying, and I've been watching a couple of sports talk shows on this. Forgive me, people, I'm not piggybacking. I'm just saying what the people say. they got the Texans as a top 5 defense this year.
Oh yeah, if not number one. I mean, what defense can you really just put up there? I mean, we looking across the table. We're looking at corners. We're looking at backup depth. I feel like it's always somebody you can plug in this year. You know what I'm saying?
But I think what's keeping the experts from agreeing with you, like I do, because I totally agree with you, we still have some young players on defense in key positions that they just not sold on all the way yet. Like a lot of people ain't sold on Lassiter. A lot of people ain't sold on Bullock. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't sold on Jalen Reed.
Yeah.
But sometimes as a real sports fan, especially when it comes to football, you should be able to recognize talent at a high school level and a collegiate level to already know where they're going to be at in the NFL.
Right.
And we're going to prove that with one of the ending topics that you chose for the show today. And I appreciate you putting that topic in there because it's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's
People,
nice.
we
So
stay
stay tuned, y'all.
We got a good topic coming
Yeah,
at
we
the
got
end.
something live for you.
And what you saying, I wanted to say, man, looking at like some of them corners, like a corner position, like if you get a corner, bro, if he 9 times out of 10 he come in the league and he's good or even decent, he's gonna improve. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a quarterback where he might just luckily he was part of the right scheme for that 1 year.
Right.
But a cornerback, corner is corner.
Yeah.
And so somebody
Unless
like
you C.J. Gardner. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, but somebody like Lassiter, he coming in with year 2. You know what I'm saying? Now he actually had the full chance to evolve, see where he needs to improve. Rather, if he did need to get a little faster, or he did need to get a little stronger, or work some footwork or whatever, work zone or whatever. Now he has the ability to really hit the weight room, hit the track, or wherever he needs to hit and improve. Mm-hmm. But overall, he's still a cornerback. You know what I'm saying? That game is still going to be the same. He's just going to be better. He's going to be smarter. And that's, I think, a corner position, you just got to be smarter. And I think he's going to be smarter. He's going to know where to move a little bit better because now you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back there being able to mentor you and make you even better.
And I totally agree with that. The veteran leadership that he brings to the table that's going to help our young guys in the secondary. But in listening to you put that out there like that, I couldn't help but think to myself, too. A top-notch defensive coordinator, he's going to know his team's strengths and weaknesses. And he's going to put them in a position to win. So I ain't going to never knock nobody working on their craft. And I think everybody should continue to grow and get better. Mm-hmm. But I think the Texans going to also put him in a better setup to where, you know, he'll be a lot more successful going into his sophomore season.
Okay. Offensively, the Texans did improve. Looking at the running back position, that'd be the number 1 spot. I feel like we're improving Nick Chubb. You know, I don't know what DP gonna do this year, but if we get an average DP and we get a solid Nick, hey man, if we get 75% of what Nick Chubb used to be,
we don't need DP.
We really don't need DP. And you got Joe Mixon. That's 2 big backs coming downhill every other play.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I still like DP. I don't know where he went wrong or what's going wrong with him, but I'd like to see him more in the kick return game.
I like DP in the kick return.
He is serviceable. You know what I'm saying?
He is.
But I'd like to see him as running back 3.
I think like we was talking, like I think he's more of a scheme kind of back. I don't know if we don't know what the new OC really gonna bring to this team this year.
But they say they're getting away from that zone blocking and all that for the old.
So that might be a good thing for DP.
It might be.
Because from what I could tell, Dameon Pierce is a downhill runner. He's not very good at seeing the holes and having the vision to take his time and make that cut, and then boom. He got to know, oh, I'm going to 22. I'm going to the 2 gap, and that's it. You know, like, they need to be open because I'm coming in. It don't matter who there. Right. I'm running in the back of them, everything. I ain't going to take my time. I ain't got the patience.
But here's my only thing on that. Tell me, how is he going to get on the field before Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb?
It's damn near impossible.
Exactly. So why are we putting so much emphasis on Dameon Pierce? Shout out to DP. You my boy and all, man. But it just, to me, it just looked like you fighting an uphill battle right now, man. And we're just going to see how that work out. We're going to save comments on you for later. Because I really want to get off into what you think about in that wide receiver room.
Charles and cut that boy off.
Man, that's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I'm Jay-Z Scissors that boy, man. I'm Pac-Man.
All right. So let's look at the quarterback position. Behind C.J. Stroud, we got Davis Mills, Graham Mertz, and Keaton Slovis. I seen Slovis play some college ball, pretty solid. Do you think one of these other two quarterbacks could replace Davis Mills and we trade him somewhere, and get something lucrative?
No, I think what's going to end up happening is it's going to be hard to keep three quarterbacks this year due to the depth we got all over there on the defensive side to make that 53-man roster. But I think they're going to find a way to do it, and I think the one that they're going to keep is Mertz. I've been seeing a lot of reports coming out where they're saying that he has a high IQ for the game and he can make all the throws. The thing of it is, what a lot of people don't realize, and what I'm ecstatic about, is this is final year for Davis Mills. Hey, let's get this boy on the back of a BFI truck, you know what I'm saying? Double wrap his ass in 2 bags and get him up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think they keep the other guy on the practice squad. And when Davis Mills transitions out after this season, then those 2 guys will be there to get the tutelage of C.J. Stroud and our new offensive coordinator. That's if he stays beyond 1 year, the OC.
Yeah. I really hope he do. They need this development. Hopefully he come with a new way to innovate and adapt to change. I mean, because we didn't get that out of Bobby Slowik.
Yeah, you gotta make halftime adjustments, man, and I think that was the downfall for Bobby Slowik. But you know what, Bobby, damn it, Bobby, I just can't get into Bobby Slowik. I never did. He got his shot, it didn't work. I don't know why it had to be in Houston, but guess what? He won some games, so I ain't gonna just totally throw him under the bus like Davis Mills, who's been around forever, and it just seems like nothing ever just clicks for that guy. But with this new OC, I'm hoping he does at least 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And that CJ can learn some of that offense that he brings to the table. But other than that, I think they got a game plan at quarterback, and I'm excited about it. But now we go into the room I would
say let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room.
Come on now. Now listen, before last year, you gotta admit, bro, everybody was excited. It was this was the projected starting lineup for the wide receivers. You had Nico, you had Tank, and you had Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
On paper, that sounded like a winning combination, but it never really materialized.
But that's also because of the guy we were just talking about, Bobby Slowik.
Bobby Slowik, he didn't know how to utilize his players?
He didn't know how to utilize them 3.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing is like they focus so much on getting the ball to Stephon Diggs, trying to make him happy, and then Nico gonna be Nico. He's just big playability. They kind of just forgot about Tank Dell.
I don't say that Tank Dell got forgot about. I actually, from a football standpoint, I kind of disagree just a little bit on that, and I love that about him because that's when I was thinking, like, man, this dude is going to be a solid OC. It was like he was lulling the first teams that we played to sleep by not using Tank Dell, and then you see he fully unleashed him in that game against KC when, games where the chips was on the table, but it just so happened that Tank suffered the injury in that game.
But that was after Diggs too, right? Had already went down.
No. Tank Dell went down first, right?
Nah,
then it was Stephon after that. Yeah.
Could have been.
Yeah. They was clicking that game. They should have beat.
It was clicking
the Chiefs that game. But let's talk about the players that's on the roster now.
Yeah, let's add the new ones.
Because Diggs is out, and from all reports I've heard, I don't think Dale will be back this season. If he does, it'll surprise a lot of people.
Dale out this season.
But who's our starting wide receivers? Your number 1 is Nico. Who's our number 2?
Christian Kirk.
Great addition from Jacksonville.
Or Or it could be Jaden Higgins from what I'm hearing.
I think it's Higgins. But, you know, it's interchangeable right now. It
Yeah.
all depends on what he does in the preseason, and we ain't got that yet.
True.
But those would be the first three, for sure,
And
out of all of them.
then you're gonna fall to Jalen Noel, Hutchinson, and then where's your boy, man?
Mitch, without a catch, yeah, he in the mix, man. But they are actually talking about keeping him over Hutchinson, and I'm not too sure on that because you know Hutchinson, he from the same alma mater as Noel and
Right.
and
Iowa State.
what's the other one?
Higgins.
So yeah, it's gonna be a tough cut at wide receiver.
And he a big receiver too.
And you got Johnny Johnson the third, I think, still on the
He's
roster.
special teams.
And who else?
Jared Wayne, Mr. I injured my teammates.
Mr. He should have been on the first. You know
He
what?
should have been on the first.
Hold on, people. I got to stop the show just for a second and say this here. How did that man get a plane ticket back from Kansas City? Somebody, hey, leave a comment. Let me know if you know who bought that ticket. Because we going to put a hit out on him. You Next.
Braxton Berrios, that's another special teams player.
I don't think he make the cut this year, bro.
Possibly. He probably don't.
I don't think he make the cut.
Unless he impressed from kick return.
Yeah, unless he do something on special teams, that's his only route in.
Yeah. But I would say the tight end position is even more important because Dalton Schultz.
But hold on. Just before you go into that room, tell me the starting three wideouts for the Texans.
It's gonna be
Just put it in concrete.
Nico, Higgins,
and Kirk. All right, I'm rolling with that. What are we gonna do now with this new look tight end?
I feel like Schultz gonna actually take a seat back.
A back?
Yeah, I think somebody is either gonna be Stover or Brevin Jordan.
Wow.
Stover having a second year under him, coming out of Ohio State. He already has some chemistry with CJ. I feel like Stover could really make that big jump this year. Schultz, we seen what he can offer. I don't think we're gonna get anything more from Schultz.
If CJ Stroud had just a nanosecond more time to throw the ball, do you think Schultz's numbers last year would have been better?
Yeah, they would have, but also we see things that Schultz just don't do well, like blocking.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. And this, again, goes to show you guys why we have, here in Houston, Texas, one of the best coaches in the game. Who did the Texans draft late in the draft? This past draft.
Late in the draft. God damn it, I don't
Just for the
recall.
sake of time, I'm going to give it to you. There's a 6'6" tight end that we grab who is a monster blocker.
Luke
Okay.
Laxey?
Yes. Let's just say he makes the roster. And with all the perils, because I know you're finna go into this O-line room real quick, but I just want to say, in certain packages, if they put that big monster at the end of that line, what is Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb going to do? Oh, my God.
They running it right behind him.
What?
With Jacob Johnson at fullback.
Okay. You want to talk about a power package? People get ready. I'm so pumped. I'm so stoked for this upcoming season. I don't know what to do.
Man,
But who can he beat out on the roster, though?
Laxey?
Yeah.
That's a good question. And maybe he don't really have to beat anybody out. He just needs to be part of certain packages, like you said, power package.
But are we going to run we going to keep tight ends on the 53-man roster?
At this point, I would say, yeah, unless Brevin Jordan just come back and he's not the same.
Now, I tell you a way they could get away with it is keep the 4 tight ends and just get rid of some of that mediocreness they got in that O-line room. That O-line room you ready to talk about. Oh, now they got to make some cuts in the wide receiver. You can't keep all that trash.
They do got some mediocreness in the O-line room. They also got some young players that could really step up and make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like the first 5, only player that I would say that might be mediocre, honestly, is the left tackle, Cam Robinson.
Ooh.
But I mean, I like the addition of Ariante Ursi.
Yeah.
You know,
Where you putting him at?
Well, shit, he right behind Cam Robinson, but I think he got the ability to start at some point this season.
So training camp is going to be full of competition at a lot of different positions, and this O-line room is the main one. So, just for the people's sake, early prediction on who's going to be the starting five from left to right on the O-line.
Early prediction, they gonna start out with Robinson because he a veteran.
Okay.
And then they just got Lakin Tomlinson.
Okay.
They gonna pop him in
Where?
at left guard.
Okay.
Let me see. Then we got Jake Andrews. That's gonna be a battle with Jared Patterson though.
For center?
For center.
Okay, who's your right guard?
You can't go wrong with Titus Howard.
Okay, and who's your right tackle?
Blake Fisher. He had a hell of a rookie season.
So you're going to put Blake Fisher and Titus Howard on the right side. You're going to put Cam Robinson and Lakeland Thompson on the left side. And it's kind of a toss-up, but you're thinking early they're going to go with Patterson.
And I'm going to tell you this as well. I like Drew Scruggs.
That's what I was going to say. Where does he fit in?
You know, if he don't start, he's definitely going to be the first sub out there on the field. You know what I'm saying? On either left guard, right guard, or center.
So then, now, with that, what you just put out there, where's Arisay?
Arisay, he gonna be a left tackle. Once he get the system down, and he start really getting on reps, he gonna surpass Robinson. I say by week 8, Arisay is the starting left tackle.
The only thing that don't sit right with me on that is, to me, in the league, ball is ball. If you didn't play offensive line in the league anywhere else, it's not hard to come to another team and play offensive line. You don't got to learn the system.
Well,
you should know what to do.
Well, Arisay is a rookie.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like I said, I don't know. It's just like Cam got a high ceiling, but and he got a high floor too. But I just don't feel like he's been to enough teams now, and we seen the best out of him.
And that might be the case. But as of right now, if we going with putting our best product on the field, he got to be a part of that right now.
Right now,
because like you say, Arisay's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he's Blake Fisher. They threw him in the fire,
and he was ready.
He was somewhat ready. He was getting blowed by
it was like
it was some bumps in the road for him.
It was,
yeah, because he wasn't just like a Pro Bowl player his rookie year.
No,
we're not saying anything like that. He was far from that.
I think he can be Pro Bowl maybe next season.
He has some flashes.
Yeah.
All right. So with this revamped offensive line, the question that what I'm saying, everybody want to know: did it make sense to get rid of Laremy Thompson?
I'm gonna say this from my point of view. I say no. I mean, I know everybody was mad about all the penalties and stuff like that, but how many offensive tackles are you really putting ahead of Laremy Thompson in the NFL? You know what I'm saying?
Do you really want me to answer that, or is that a rhetorical question?
You can answer it.
Laremy Tunsil had turned into, ladies and gentlemen, he filled out a job application and he was successfully hired for waste management. You know why? It wasn't just the penalties. The stories that have been coming out, and this was something I suspected way before the stories came out. He had started to become a locker room cancer. And as that being one of your captains, you gotta move on. Bro, we on the 3-yard line and you get 3 straight false start penalties as the team captain. You're the one who instills a type of mindset, a type of toughness, a type of we finna go out and take this. And you put the car in full reverse? Yeah. Nah. He got to go.
I mean, you got a point, bro.
And he did that in multiple games.
I mean, I try to defend him. I just thought maybe there was some hope there with the new OC. a little change, and I don't know, but nothing really can help the snap count. If everybody else on the line not moving, and Tunsil the first one jumping out, he false start here, false start there. Matter of fact, he did that shit last postseason too when we was playing the Ravens. Remember, he kept moving and shit. So it's a reoccurring problem.
I know y'all can't see me right now, but I'm making this serious face while he's talking. Because the only thing that's going through my mind is simply this. I don't care what kind of car you go get. You can go get a Chevelle, you can get a Mustang, you can get a Ferrari, you can get a Lambo. But if your motor is a Toyota Corolla, that's all you got, man. Like Bubba Dub. Trash.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, bro.
Alright, he gone.
But good luck to him wherever he go. But they gonna see that the Texans really got over on that one.
So, alright. One last question about this offensive line. Where from the left to right do you feel like it's gonna be the weakest?
Man, I know a lot of people gonna think I'm crazy right now because you know, everything, like I say, I hear a lot of different things and people think the center position is gonna be our trouble spot. But I honestly think that it's gonna be left guard.
Left guard?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people was disappointed in Laken Tomlinson signing already. They say he really wasn't that good from the get. So you could be right. But another thing I also see, man, Titus Howard, bro. Like, as much as I like him at the right tackle, he just never really proved to be a dominant guard.
Yeah, but at the same time, you would think this is his time. It's time to show up and show out. Because guess what? The one thing about Titus Howard that a lot of people overlook, he was asked to do way too much as one offensive lineman over the last couple of seasons. He done played right tackle, he done played right guard, he done played left guard, he done played left tackle. Only thing he ain't played is center. Like, when did he get some stability? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To just hone in on his craft at one position. And I think this year he's going to get that opportunity, and you're going to see that, you know, he produces well. But like I say, my concern is that left guard, because if that left guard can't hold his own, and then we shaky at the center too, that means the middle of our offensive line, CJ Stroud is just, you know, he's under the same amount of pressure. Because they just busting up the middle.
Well, you damn sure got a point. But I would say, just to say this, the best thing is that we got a two-back monster now. So we can damn sure hand that bitch off more. And if all five of them guys can just put their foot in the ground and drive and move whoever's in front of them, it won't even matter.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this here too, and I went a little further in this because I was really concerned about this O-line. But the O-line coach that they got now, he actually has a couple of interviews that he done put out, and the man is talking like he knows what is needed to fix our problems from last year and how to do it with the personnel we got this year. So all I can do right now is take the man for his word.
Right. So with all that being said, you know, all the culmination from the defense to the offense, just a quick skim over the regular season.
But hold on, can I say one more thing? And I want to go on record as saying this. Overall, I think the O-line is better this upcoming season than it was last year. That's just my personal opinion. All right.
Okay. Looking at the regular season, where do you think we fall? How many wins we going to get? Any key losses? You know, like we play the 49ers this year. We play the Seahawks, Ravens. The Buccaneers is going to be probably another playoff team.
49ers.
Yep. 49ers. Hell, the Rams. The Texans got a very tough schedule overall. Like, if you just look at it from top to bottom, every other week we probably playing a playoff team. I think we got 7 playoff teams from last year on our schedule. So how many of those games do you think we win this year?
I want to say this first before I answer that question. I kind of hate doing these schedule predictions because injuries can totally take away from your true potential. But
Right.
I'm gonna say this: barring any injuries, the safe bet for a prediction for these Texans would be 11 to 12 games, somewhere in there. But my prediction is 12 to 13,
Okay.
and that's barring any injuries.
I give us 12 wins this year. I feel like we improve. I feel like we win some key games that people don't think we're going to win. But I also feel like this. D'Amico is in year 3. I feel like he now has the ability and understands how to close out games.
Exactly.
You know, year
totally
one,
agree.
that
Totally agree.
was the one issue. He didn't know how to close out the games because they could have won probably 13
Was
games.
that D'Amico though, or was that Bobby Slowick? Damn it, Bobby!
Well, you got me there with Slowick. You got me there with Slowick. But, I mean, it was them together because, you know, D'Amico still.
Like I heard, I believe it was what's the guy's name? Pat McAfee. The head coach's job in the NFL is to let your OC and your DC do their job. And I think that's what D'Amico did. He let Bobby Slowick do his job. But how many times, and somebody out there, you know, help me out, because I know I'm not tripping. How many times did you know on first down and second down what the Texans was going to do before they even got in the huddle? Not when they came out. Before they went in the huddle, you already knew what the play was finna be.
Facts, especially last season. Last season they had it bad, boy.
So I'm just what I'm saying. But if you look at the Texans offense last year and compare it to a team like the Detroit Lions, who had a lot of creativeness, a lot of misdirection, a lot of motion going on in that offense.
Right.
If we was functioning like that last year, bro, we could have easily won
I'm not
three
gonna
more
lie,
games. Easy.
For where the Texans got to with that offense and Bobby calling that repetitive bullshit, I'm really impressed.
So the future is
I
bright, right?
I don't even think I ever seen another team in NFL, at least last season, calling plays repetitive like that. Where you just knew.
Well, that's because you hadn't really watched a lot of the Cleveland Browns. But that's a topic for another day.
Oh man.
So,
Man.
what you say the prediction you give them? You say 12.
I say 12
you
wins.
fix it on a number, not a range.
Yeah, I fix it on a number. 12
Okay.
wins.
Okay, and I say somewhere between 12 and 13.
12 and 13, and you said
But I'm gonna be
11,
real
12.
honest on this too. I totally think they're capable of pulling out 14 if they play up to the high end of their potential. Because that defense is stout, bro. Like, I'm ready to line up against the Pittsburgh Steelers and them new wideouts they got. I'm ready to line up against the Dallas Cowboys and the new wideouts they got. Whoever you feel like is a running back in beast mode, I want to see him come through that D line and them linebackers the Texans got. Like, we looking really good on defense.
Well, I know we're going to shut down the Raiders.
Yeah.
That was the first team to come to mind when we talk about running backs. I'd like to see what what's the face do with the Jags too. We gonna shut him down too. I think he gonna come back to earth.
You know something? This might make you really just put me in the cuckoo's nest for this. But this is the first year in, I would have to go all the way back to who was quarterback? David Carr, even before him. This is the first year I feel like the Texans can actually sweep every game in their division.
They can.
They can beat the Jaguars twice. They can beat the Colts twice. And we ain't got to talk about the other team. Tennessee Titans, they in a total rebuild.
They can. But I'm going to be honest. One of them games they going to cough up. Just one.
That's the old Texans. This is new. This is all new.
Well, I say this. We're going to see when that offense hit the
Bro,
field.
the offense is coming off of that Shanahan tree.
That's true. That's true. But it's always been part of the Shanahan tree.
The Shanahan tree don't beat themselves. They make you beat yourself. So we'll see. If the players buy in and no injuries, I think the sky's
the limit.
Yeah.
All right, that's a bet, man. That's a bet.
Okay, but I'm just telling y'all right now, man. The city got a vibe, and it's a triple threat. I think we got action at doing it, being the first city to do it, in not only baseball, but football and basketball as well. This is a beautiful time to live in Houston, people. But guess what? You can't be my neighbor because that raises my rent.
Well, to wrap up the Astros, we see where they possibly could be going. We'll give another update on the next podcast to see where they at.
We'll go more in depth next time.
Yeah, for sure. But like we said, we had that one hot topic, that one hot question. And that question is,
drum roll, please.
Who is the best running back to come out of the state of Texas? Homegrown, born. We talking about high school player, then he moves to, be something bigger and better. Who is your best running back in your opinion?
You know what? I'm gonna deflect this one because when the topic was revealed to me, I ain't gonna lie. This made me scratch my head, and I pride myself in being a true sports enthusiast. But when he posed the question the way that he posed it, saying born and raised in Houston, I kind of had to go into the archives. Texas. Yeah. My bad. I had to go into the archives to kind of, it made me, really just think. So I'm still thinking, but you seem to have a person in mind, so go right ahead.
Well, look, my player, I thought it was a great idea. Number one, it's a great idea, the question, because the first person that came to my mind was someone that is more of a modern player. He's a big back, he's strong, he's fast. He's from Texas, and he actually stayed in the Houston area now. And that guy is Adrian Peterson.
And you know what?
And
that's an excellent selection.
And I know we got the Eric Dickersons, the Earl Campbells, and probably a gang of other players that we could have named, or I could have named. But I said AP because, number one, I seen AP play. I seen him in college. I seen him at the pro level, and I seen him make amazing plays. I didn't want to pick someone that I never really seen play, and I just seen highlights. So AP was the player for me. I remember seeing AP drag the Dallas Cowboys into the end zone.
Right.
I remember seeing this guy run for damn near 2,000 yards and be, was he in NFL MVP or damn near close to being? I mean, we talking about a running back.
He was definitely one of the most dominant running backs of his era.
Yeah, and then not only that, I thought at first I was gonna say Earl Campbell, but then I just thought of like all those years AP played, and he was still dominant at an old age, bro.
And you gotta include one key factor when you're talking about AP, and this is something that all players on any level of football should strive for. This man had a horrible injury, and he battled back, a career-ending injury in most cases, and he battled back from that, man, and still went on to be highly productive. So, listen, when you want to talk about resilience, you want to talk about just raw talent, you want to talk about being able to play in a system, you want to talk about high football IQ for his position, you can't go wrong with him.
You're right.
You can't go wrong with him. And you know what? I would almost say, because the question was, who is the best running back to be born and raised, come out of Texas? I'm going to just throw one more up there before we close, just for food for thought. I knew I wasn't going to be able to top your answer. I didn't know what your answer was, but now that I hear the answer, it's rough. But I'm gonna give you all one more person to think about, and I'm gonna have to go and reach way out there to Waco, Texas.
Waco.
Yeah, I'm going to Waco, and I'm going to get this dude, man. Little guy, big heart, a lot of skills, Super Bowl winner. I'm talking about none other than LaDainian Tomlinson, LT for short. When you want to talk about all of the things that's needed to become the best running back, you got to be able to do a little bit more than just run the ball. Because in the way that the league is evolving, they're expecting running backs to be a part of the passing game. And this is what this man was able to do. Not only could he run the ball, but he could catch it out the backfield. And he had the super juke moves to make, I'm talking about break ankles, people. I'm talking about LT. And not only that, he's a Super Bowl champion.
You know what? I forgot all about LT.
I'm just saying.
You know, you definitely, you got me right there. LT was a hell of a player. I mean, they both had two different, styles of play. But like you said, he could break your ankles. He could get open. He could catch a pass. He could damn near play pretty much anything you needed him to play on the offensive side of the ball and be a weapon.
Anything you needed him to do. And he was more than just an offensive weapon. You got to think about his size. But LT would go in there and be a part of the blocking game too. He hardly ever came off the field.
Yeah.
Not taking that away from Adrian Peterson, because Adrian Peterson was a heck of a blocker too for his quarterback. I know there's a lot of quarterbacks that just love the fact that he was their teammate. But LT, for his size and height, to be in the blocking game and be fearless and still go out there and do all of the things he needed to do. And guess what, y'all? He could take it to the house.
Yeah. And what you just mentioned, the size and the height, that's what made him more impressive. I get it. I give you LT. Because of the size and height.
No, but I'm just saying.
But no, I'm just saying because
Adrian Peterson is a dog.
AP is a dog, but he also he was born with the size and height. Those are gifts that he was born with. LT didn't have the size and height, but he had the heart, and shit, that got him multiple years in the NFL too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and he played for different teams as well. He showed that he could be dominant for anybody he played for.
But this is what I'm gonna say, because I want to lead this one here at a tie, because I really think they were both great answers. To Adrian's defense, I think he played in a system where he did what he was asked to do in that system. We don't know if that system kind of commanded him to be a part of the passing game.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much for sure that with the skills that he had, if he was asked to, he would have done that. So, both great answers. We're going to leave it as a toss-up in the air. Best running back, homegrown product coming out of Texas. If you're listening, chime in, people.
Yeah.
And if you know somebody better or who is worthy to be, spoke of on these guys' level, please, by all means, let us know.
Yeah, give us your thoughts. I mean, everybody got their own opinion. I'm pretty sure someone that's older might say Earl Campbell or Eric Dickerson. Whoever you may think, like Charles said. But every time we drop an episode, we're gonna have a hot topic. We're gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not gonna always be sports. It might be music. It might be something. We're gonna have a good question, and it's gonna make you really think.
I know the hot topic I'm worried about, and you know what I'm saying, and looking forward to. One of these days, we're going to have to get a hot topic on what's the best little drink to just settle back and kick back and unwind with. But, that's for a later date. This has been a great show. Bro, as always, it's been a pleasure to be a part of this, man.
For sure.
And look out, H-Time. Triple Threat 2025. We looking to do it.
We out.